Welcome back, YouTube, to JTD Bladesmithing. Today's agenda, after a nice struggle with no electricity for 5 days, I can get back to work. So we're going to be working on the big mother. I'll leave it at that. This bad boy. I was able to put it on a diet. So my next steps is going to be normalizing, quenching, and tempering. So you hear the forge running in the background because for normalizing, there's 3 heat cycles at least. Get it up to forging temperature and then let it cool down naturally. And then the 4th heat is when we're going to quench it. So that's the startup process, and the thought for today is at least get it normalized, quenched, and tempered. And here we go with heat cycle number 1 on normalizing. So the blade is up to forging temperature. Just going to set it on the anvil and let it cool down naturally. The steel anvil should probably absorb some of that heat pretty quick. Which is cool because you can actually watch it as the heat goes out of it. Like that. So now we let it cool down almost a touch before we put it back in the forge. But really capture some of the pattern in the Damascus. Oh, there we go. It's looking pretty slick. Now granted, I'm going to have to run it through the belt grinder again after these 3 cycles, and then quenching it and tempering it, because I'm going to have to take all that forge scale off. This is all part of the process to make it hardened and not fragile. I was encouraged by subscribers, friends, and family to just keep creating a bunch of content so I have videos to post. This is cycle number 2 for normalizing this big blade. It's going to look exactly like the first one, and I'm always saying I don't want to bore you, but each step is something just a little bit newer. So I think it's kind of cool. It's going to cool down, and then we'll repeat 2 more times, but on the 4th time is when she's going to go in the quench. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you heat cycle number 3 of tempering. After the next heat, it's going to go in the quench. Any luck, I won't have any cracks, warps, twists, bends, anything that's not cool. Tempering and quenching process. See how that goes. Alright, 4th heat cycle, time to quench. Make sure that we don't get any cracks, tings, bings, bends, warps, or anything else. Hear anything. Okay, so this is where we're at. Yeah, all that forged scale will come off when I grind it, but I do still have to temper it. It has to shut off, so I can't see what I'm filming. But Next step is to skate a file and make sure that it doesn't dig into the steel, because if it does, it's not hardened. So I'm going to let this cool down. Once it cooled down, I'll do the skate test. Oh boy, I'm glad that didn't hit the cement. If it hit the cement, it was still fragile. It could definitely break, and that would not be cool. So, next up, file test. Make sure it's hardened. Okay, so at this point in the stage, we're going to test for hardness. Use a file. And this is a piece of unhardened steel. As you see and hear, it's digging into the steel. Not that it should, oh yeah, I guess it shows. But yeah, it's digging in. It doesn't do what they call skate. So now, we're going to take Big Mother and see what it does. Skates right across. Everywhere. So that is a hardened blade. Next step, stick it in the oven, temper it, and then clean it up with the belt grinder. That is going to conclude, excuse me, that is going to conclude what we're doing for this episode. Join me on the next one, and we're going to clean all the forge scale off, bevel our edges, get the handle scales and the pins and everything ready to be glued up. So that's where we're at. Thank you once again. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe, because it's fun to watch and you get updates when I'm doing new projects. So keep it in mind. Thank you very much. Once again, JTD Bladesmithing says thank you.